Hi, in this video we will see how to use the line chart widget from the eCharts extension. This is the one over here. It's the most basic line chart you will get on many dashboards, but it has some configurations that you can change to change the behavior. So let's see how it's configured here. Let's go to design. It's the chart widget here. As with the same with all the eCharts, the defaults are var, label, and Siri. You can see it over here. eCharts basic is the section, which is all the configuration shared by all the eCharts widgets. The value is the would be the y-axis, the label would be the x-axis, and Siri will be if you are grouping different items under the same group. Let's call it. Siri is set there. So let's go and recreate this on our own dashboard. Here you can play with this dashboard on the load example logistics. In this case we are going to create a new one. Let's call it line example. We deselect widgets and select widgets eCharts. We drag and drop and create a sample event source. We create a transformer and a widget. We select line. In this case, I will explain later. We are going to use time. I will explain why. And let's click OK with this, and let's see how the defaults work. We go to node templates, data view, basic, required. We will use the amount for the y-axis. We will use the timestamp, which is because it's a line chart that where the x-axis is time, so we will set the timestamp. We can see it in the input here. And the Siri will be, let's make it the category. So we have a category, and the default line is the red one, the orange one is sports, and the yellow one is electronics, and the x-axis is the time, because I set on the configuration that the type is time, and so I have to set the timestamp. Let's do something different. We can stack them instead. Let's see if it works for this category. Some settings work for some categories and some for others. This is something we will fix in the future. For example, stack doesn't work for time charts. But let's do another one, but with something different. Let's set the value will be now amount like before, but the label, instead of being the time, so x-axis won't be time but will be the category, and the Siri will be the continent, for example. Let's see what that makes. So we will create a new line chart for this because it will be a little bit different, and here we select type category. So as you can see now, the x-axis is not time, but it's text, and the values are the categories: electronics, food, music, and sports. And the y-axis is the amount of the sale, and the Siri, that is the grouping of the points, is the continent. So it's a little bit of a weird line chart, but you can see it's quite flexible in this sense. Now we can stack when it's not time. When it's not a time widget, we can stack the lines. So this is another alternative. And let's see the configuration. We have stack, which we sell. Type is the type, which type is the label, if it's time or if it's a category that you're defining. Split number is how many items maximum you will have on the x axis. In this case, you can leave it at 20 because the amount of categories we have is less than 20. I don't remember jump on empty. It will be available in documentations. You can set minimum and maximum values for the y-axis. If not set, they will adapt to the incoming values. The formatter for the tooltip, which will be amount. You can show the maximum value and the minimum value. Let's see what that does. And you can show the average, which is a line. We can show zoom, which we want. You can adapt if for example the y-axis values are really big, you can adapt the grid. For example, you would see what the 80 does. The formatter for the tooltip, if we are showing legends or not, and where are they placed. So let's go and see that. You can see that now the grid is moved a little bit to the right, because if this was for example 4 millions, we have space, we want space on the left for the big number. You can see the max and min here are displayed because we selected that, and here we can see the averages for each line. So this is a different type of line chart. Sometimes you want time chart when you're displaying numbers over time, but sometimes you want something more complex like this. Even in this case, if you format the date for yourself here and send it, you can have all these features like stack and stuff like that. So this was the line chart. It's you can do many things with it. So if you have any questions, just comment on the YouTube section or contact us on Twitter, Facebook, or via email, and we will have a reply.